Have you ever felt like there's a version of you hiding in the shadows? A part you've been told not to acknowledge, a desire you bury so deep you forget it's even there, and yet, in quiet moments, it stirs. Let me ask you, have you ever experienced an internal conflict, a tug of war between what you crave and what you've been told is acceptable? You're not alone. Many of us live this silent battle every day without realizing how profoundly it shapes who we become. As Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. And nowhere is this struggle more intimate, more deeply buried, than in how we've been taught to fear our own desires. The nature of sexual repression. Now, when we talk about sexual repression, most people immediately think of physical urges. But it's not just about sex, it's about the unspoken rules society, culture, religion, and family place on what is acceptable. Sigmund Freud once said, "Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways." This repression doesn't just vanish, it hides, festers, and leaks into our lives in unexpected ways, manifesting as anxiety, guilt, depression, strained relationships, or emotional numbness. Have you ever caught yourself judging a thought that passed through your mind, thinking, "I shouldn't feel this way"? That's repression talking. The unconscious mind and the shadow. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, gave this a name, the shadow. He wrote, "Everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. Your shadow holds every desire, impulse, fantasy, and emotion you've been taught to hide, including your sexual urges. It's not about whether those desires are good or bad. It's about how denying them can lead to confusion, internal conflict, and behaviors you can't quite explain. Ever wondered why certain situations or people trigger you? Why you repeat unhealthy patterns in relationships? Your shadow might be trying to get your attention. The origins of suppression. This isn't your fault. From the moment we're born, society starts molding us. A child scolded for touching their body. A teenage girl shamed for expressing curiosity. A boy told that tenderness is weakness. Rollo May, an existential psychologist, once said, "The opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice, it is conformity." And conform we did. Over time, these messages don't disappear. They retreat into the unconscious, quietly shaping how we view ourselves, others, and intimacy. Manifestations in daily life. So how does this show up? Maybe it's a fear of intimacy, a pattern of sabotaging relationships, an unexplained sense of guilt after pleasure. Maybe you felt an irrational jealousy or an obsession you couldn't explain. These aren't random quirks. They're the repressed parts of you clawing their way to the surface. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I keep repeating this pattern? It's worth paying attention. The path to integration now. Acknowledging your sexual shadow doesn't mean acting on every impulse. It means recognizing and integrating these parts into your conscious self. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." It's not about becoming someone else, it's about becoming whole. Alan Watts beautifully captured this when he said, "Trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. You can't fully see yourself without acknowledging the parts you've been avoiding." Embracing wholeness. True liberation doesn't come from perfection. It comes from embracing all that you are, the light, the dark, the beautiful, the flawed. Your desires in their raw form are neither good nor evil. They are information, messages, and by confronting them with curiosity instead of shame, you unlock an extraordinary kind of freedom. Have you ever wondered what life would feel like if you didn't have to wear a mask? Who would you be if you weren't carrying the weight of other people's expectations? Rollo May once said, "The courage to be is the courage to accept oneself, in spite of being unacceptable." And perhaps that's the bravest thing any of us can do. This journey to self-discovery is ongoing, uncomfortable, and deeply rewarding. By exploring the depths of your unconscious and confronting the shadows you've been taught to fear, you open the door to transformation. Remember this: the parts of you you fear the most often hold the keys to your greatest growth. So let's stop pretending we're alone in this. Leave a comment below. What part of yourself have you been running from? Let's start a conversation no one else dares to have. And if this resonated with you, like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Because when one person dares to face their shadow, it gives the rest of us permission to do the same.